Hi,
Hi,
Monica.
good
Can
to
you hear
see
me
you.
okay?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep, really good.
Oh, perfect. How are you?
Oh yeah, good. I just did the a Grant Cardone boot camp on the weekend, so
He's full of
that,
energy, huh?
yeah, it was really good. And I did it at the last moment, so I did the last 2 days. I missed the first day, but we get a recording anyway. But it was absolutely amazing. I love
I
it so
bet.
much. But I might have got tired because I only had 3 hours sleep last night and 3 hours sleep the night before.
Oh,
Still had things to do in the daytime that I couldn't, just sleep in the day to make up for it because it was US time. So
yes, exactly. Yeah, yeah, because he's in the
yeah,
US. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, exactly.
amazing. I'm looking forward to
Mm,
hearing all about that. It's really nice. See, progress,
yeah,
progress. Ah,
yes, yeah.
oh, good. And
It's a good topic we're doing today. Yeah.
I know, and a scary one, literally a scary one. 2 seconds, Monica.
Hi, Marky.
Okay, just being bullied by my toddler, so.
How is
Okay, so yeah, it is a nice topic today, a scary topic, literally, because you will find there's a lot of people that will avoid health and fitness at all costs. A lot of the time, there is an underlying fear that isn't really spoken about, but it is felt. People feel it. And I thought today would be interesting just to show people that we are aware of it. And um, hi, OP, we are aware of it, and we are trying to um, make people aware that this fear is within self, as opposed to it being a fact of what the industry is like. So I thought it would be nice for me and you today
it?
to talk about it, especially because we've experienced it, and we're
Hi.
coaches. We're having an opportunity to shed a little bit different light on it, so people can let go of that fear and overcome and live that happy and
Yeah.
healthy lifestyle that they think they want and they 100% deserve, but there's just something just standing in the way of that at the moment. So um, I don't know if you'd like to start, Monica, with
All
what
right.
you've come up with.
Okay. Well, I think one of the things about fear of fitness will be that to make the changes, people will think it's going to be, a really hard to make the changes to from going from not doing fitness at all to doing fitness. So I think one of the keys is when you're planning to undergo a fitness regime and you haven't been before, is to make sure you choose something. Number one, that you love to do or like enjoy doing, like a dance or swimming or running or whatever you prefer, because there's so many different things. And also to choose something that's not too far to drive to, because if it's too far to drive to go to, it will take too much time. If it really takes the time to do that exercise in the morning, you wouldn't be doing whatever 45 minutes every morning at least, and or about 45 minutes. And if you have too far to drive, it just makes it that you're not going to do it. um, or yeah, or if it's too late at night, if it's going to be like 7 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night, that's too late after work. You feel too tired. So, best thing is to plan something in the morning and something that's close to home to make it easier, because you want to make it more achievable. So, the more fear we'll have more fear if we make it too hard by making more obstacles. Yeah, so that was my first tip. Pick something that you love to do that's enjoyable, and pick something that's close to home. A good time in the day where you're not gonna, like, in the morning's great because you won't have interruptions, and it's good to do it in the morning, whatever you plan to do. So the morning is your time. You don't get interrupted by the phone and things like that. So yeah, so that was my first tip.
This is a good one, and I
Yeah,
like that you led off with doing something you like to do, because
Yeah.
that idea is already there, that fitness and well-being is scary. It's meant to make you sweat. It's meant to hurt, you know. I was in a
Yeah.
room once and I said, guys, if I say the word fitness, what comes to mind? And the first five answers was pain, sweat, muscle
Mm.
spasms, and dehydration. It was all painful. And I was like, no, that's not what it is at all. But that is the common idea about
Yeah,
fitness, you know?
yeah, it shouldn't be have to be that way.
Exactly. And also, my first one is going to be uh, recognizing that there will be a fear of what other people think. And a lot of this comes down to self-judgment. And because we judge ourselves when we look in the mirror, like we might look in the mirror and say, oh my God, look at my face. I got freckles. Who would ever love this face? Some people
Yeah.
do that and they automatically think that other people will think and judge the same way.
Yeah.
That self-judgment can be very, very scary. And we develop this belief that the way we see ourselves is the way other people see us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And to avoid that self-judgment, we avoid going in spaces where we believe people will say that about us. And this has an impact on not just health and fitness, but also social life as well, you know. And I think that that's my main one, is to recognize what you're saying about yourself when you look in the mirror. So my tip would be look in the mirror, and this is going to be really uncomfortable, but for at least 100 days, you know, it's not easy, at least 100 days, look in the mirror and just stand there. Don't say anything. Recognize when you cringe and stop looking at yourself, but really look at the mirror and look at yourself and see the absolute perfection of yourself. You won't believe you're perfect for the first couple of weeks. Trust me, it's hard. But after a while, you will start seeing things you never realized because you wasn't actually looking. And this will help you to overcome this idea of this image you have about yourself and how you judge yourself, you know, based on how you look. Because a lot of the time there's a fear of, oh, I don't look like I'm welcome there, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know so many people now that you're saying it that won't go to the gym because of that very thing. They think, oh, they don't want to be, I've heard so many of my friends say they don't want to go to a gym and be with other people and be judged by other people, and they're worried what they think. So yeah, it's such a common one. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, that's so good because it is very common. So yeah, and I love your remedy for it as well. It's good. That's great. So I have another one. So another fear that can be overcome. So the antidote to fear can be, taking action. And a lot of people I know, they won't start fitness because they say, like I've got a few people I know that they say they don't want to start fitness because they're just so tired all the time. They're so sluggish. They haven't got energy to exercise. And that they're just too tired to exercise. And it's probably because they haven't had the experience of when you really do a cardio exercise, for example, you go for a run or a swim or something like cardio, after it gives you energy because you feel so great, it actually gives you energy. But it's hard to convince people that because if they haven't already been there, they don't know that that doing it, you might feel sluggish in that, but then you make yourself do that exercise, go for a run or go for a jog walk or whatever, something cardio, then after you feel so energetic, it gives you energy, it gives you happiness and joy. But when you haven't done it, you don't know that. You think, oh, how can I do exercise when I just feel so tired in that? But it's amazing once you start doing it, you can. It's amazing what you can find, dig out of yourself. Even though you do feel tired, you can do something. It doesn't have to be, you just have to move. It doesn't have to be the best. You don't have to break a record on a day that you feel tired or anything, but just get up and do it. And then after, the key thing, the energy, you don't have to have energy to do exercise. And some people might have fear that they won't be able to do it because of that. But yeah, I definitely promise if you do exercise, you'll get more energy. So, yeah. Oh, I can't hear you, Danielle. I still can't hear you.
Is it back?
Yeah, I can. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It's interesting because this is always an experience people report back after doing fitness for a while. And one of my clients came one day and we work out on a Monday morning at a mom's boot camp. And hey, and she said, you know, in the morning I always feel a bit rubbish, but after the session I feel amazing. And I think, okay, it took you a while to get to that point to recognize that that's the feel, and that's all we really want, isn't it? To feel amazing, to actually feel alive. But I, like you say, unless they experience it for themselves, I don't think there's a way to explain it with words, because it's such a euphoria, you know?
Yeah,
and,
exactly. Yeah.
And I think you could probably, hey, you know, my kids didn't bother me until now.
That's like my dog's a big today.
And it, you know, because their friends and their family will tell them, oh, you know, if you do this, you'll feel amazing. But until they experience it for themselves,
I know.
Like, if you're afraid of fitness, but you're looking for that boosted energy, one way I think you could test yourself is by actually recognizing how adventurous you are and saying, hey, you know what? I'm going to be adventurous enough to give myself the gift of energy by trying something new today, you know?
Yes.
And because that fear of not having energy, I feel like sometimes it's just a but in people's lives. It's an excuse that people don't recognize, but you will see that you'll see that excuse show up everywhere.
Yes.
And you will see it a lot as a fitness coach, is that people use a power but. They use a power excuse that they know is going to work for them to get out of fitness. But it doesn't just work for them to get out of fitness. It also works for them to get out of other things, you know, out of going to work, maybe out of going to meet their friends, to socialize. It gets them out of a lot of things. So recognizing that not having the energy, I think, is a good one, Monica.
Exactly. So I'll just shut that door. That dog. Sorry, I've got the dog issue. Cat, go out. Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Don't be sorry. I've got bombarded by another toddler as well. This is our life, people. We're literally real fitness coaches. This is not a stage video. This is real life. Kids and dogs.
Exactly. So I lost my train of thought. So that was
we were talking about energy. Yeah. So my next one is and we always talk about this a lot, don't we, Monica? Recognizing why. And a simple one would be back pain, right? So if say Caroline has back pain for the last 3 years, her why would be, I'm sick of living with this back pain. I'm going to do this to get rid of my back pain. And that's quite a powerful why, because if you're in pain and you're suffering every day for 3 years, there has to come a point when enough is enough. And that why becomes very, very powerful in giving you all the energy and possibilities to make it happen. You know, whether you're doing an online course on YouTube for free, whether you're going to your local gym, whether you're signing up with your local fitness coach. And in person is a lot better when your why is so powerful, more than it is online. So recognizing why you want to do it, and realizing that your why is not superficial, because some people think, I do it because I want to look good, but I don't want to tell people that's why I'm doing it. But hey, if that's your why, that's your
Yeah.
business. You don't have to tell
Exactly.
anybody.
No.
If that carries power to give you the motivation to do it, do it. Be proud of it,
Yeah.
you know. Embrace that why. Some people's why might be, oh, I want to lose weight and get ripped because women like that. I want a wife. That's a
Mm.
nice why to have, you know. So I
Mm.
think another way to overcome that fear is recognizing and embracing why you want to get fit and
Oh,
healthy, for sure.
yeah, wow, I love it. Yeah, everyone's got a different reason for the why. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I mean, for myself, I do it just to be like the feeling of being fit and strong and fast at swimming, and you know, I used to want to be fast at running. I will get back to that, but fast at swimming anyway. And just and be happy. Yeah, be happy every day. Like the the serotonin release to get from the running and swimming and the cardio is I love that feeling. So it gets addicted. So that's such a good point. I love that. My other point would be that's right. Know that when you're embarking on a fitness journey and you haven't before, know that must do it daily, and it you don't have to do cardio every morning. It could be cardio, whatever, 5 mornings a week, and then 2 mornings a week strength, or whatever. But do it like in the morning, because then you can get it over and done with, and you won't be interrupted, or less likely, and less likely you get it done because you have more energy in the morning than after work. But my thing is that to overcome fear is to know that the first 65 days will be, you might have to push yourself to do it. But once you just know that, look down the track, that after 65 days, if you do it every single day, it'll be a habit. It'll be like you'll be addicted to it. It'll be automatic, and you won't have to push yourself. So you get to that point, just know that once you get past those 2 months, that's it. You'll be at a point where you won't have to drag yourself to any exercise or whatever, you'll just be, it'll be a habit, and you'll automatically get up and want to go there. Like you'll just be busting to go wherever you're going to do exercise. Or you might be doing it at home, but so it'll be automatic, it'll be a habit, and you'll get addicted to it. And it's got to be a daily thing. If it's a daily thing, and like I said, if you don't want to run one day, do strength another, or if you don't want to do that, swim or run or martial arts or whatever, a dance class or RPM class, spin bike, anything that suits what you like to do. So that's my advice, that it will be a habit after. So that was another way to overcome fear.
I think that's a good point with habit. It should become like brushing your teeth, isn't it? Because you think about all the years they indoctrinate us, brush your teeth every morning, and we did it. You know, we're out there buying fancy toothbrushes, we're out there buying the best toothpaste, you know, and this should carry the same sort of power, isn't it? If not some more, maybe, you know,
because it's got to be. Yeah, it has to be daily. Otherwise, it won't be a habit, and then it will be hard. If it's just when you feel like it, that's just not. It's not good. If it's just when you feel like it, then it's not going to happen. It's more likely that it's not going to happen very often. Just when you feel like it. So, people need some sort of discipline in your life. Discipline. Yeah, we need some sort of discipline, and but choosing that you like to do it can be just enjoyable. It doesn't have to be pain and sweat or anything like that.
You know,
but once you you want to push yourself. Some days you want to go and break a record or something like that, because you just feel that way. You want to do it. You don't have to force yourself. So
this actually leads on nicely as well to my next point. I think this is my third point now. Progress. People, I don't know, people are naturally competitive, isn't it? I don't know why, but people will naturally compete against each other. I guess we won't get into the psychology behind that, but it's quite easy to look over at someone in a group session and see, oh, they're doing faster burpees than me, or they're doing a press up better than me. And once you recognize that fitness is about the uniqueness of you, and progress looks so different. Like I just gave 5 different examples of progress on a video we was doing for the Body Blast. But there's so many different ways to progress. And even though you might not be the fastest one in a group, if you're in a group, or you might not beat your speed record from your last fit test, if you do fit testing, you need to recognize that there is over 20 other ways to recognize your progress. Maybe you progressed your form. So if you were doing a plank on your knees for the last 6 weeks, and then this time you started doing a plank with your knees up, that is progress. Okay, your time went down, but you progressed to a harder level of a plank. And people get caught up with the numbers. People get caught up with the time. But once you start learning about how to progress fitness and what progress looks and feels like for you, it's a whole different ball game, and it no longer becomes this competitive thing with each other. You're actually competing against self. Like I've seen a few of my clients, they used to hate doing mountain climbers, and now they want to see how many they can do in just 30 seconds, you know. And it naturally becomes, because when you start entering this world of this type of fitness for self, in a selfish way, to better self as opposed to prove a point to the outside, your progress becomes more explicit. It becomes about progress, and you start digging into your potential, you know, as opposed to being, oh, I'm the strongest in the group, I'm the fittest in the group, I'm the strongest in my family. It becomes more about, oh, actually I did that, I experienced it, and at that moment I didn't think I could do it, but I did it, you know. So recognizing the different ways to progress, and recognizing your progress at the time, even when the numbers are falling, there's still progress. You know, I think people get caught up in that a lot. So that will definitely help you overcome some fears about fitness and progress too.
Yeah, well, that's such a good point. I think even like with running and swimming, like with running, sometimes, like I remember you go for a run and then someone will pass you, and I did a reel about that. And it's like, well, you can't compare, because number one, you don't know where they started and when they finish, because some people can be doing like a 2 kilometer really fast run, or 1 kilometer really fast run, and other people you might be doing 10. So there's short distance and speed, and then there's tempo runs and long distance where you're going to go a lot slower. Endurance sort of runs. So they're totally different types of runs. And same with swimming. I can do like 1 kilometer straight out and go at a certain speed and doing endurance, or otherwise you can do 50-meter sprints. We're going to be going a lot faster. So you can't compare yourself to the person in the lane next to you, because you don't know if they're doing an endurance one or a sprint. So, or like with weights, it's not like, say, just the number of how heavy your weight is. You might be doing more reps per minute, for example, doing it faster, or that sort of thing. So yeah, that's such a good point. And just we can't compare to others. We have to compare on our own progress. There's no point in comparing to others, because everyone's fitness journey is so different. And and some people want more strength, and some people want more cardio. And I mean, before I did all cardio and no strength at all, which now I realise the importance of it after being injured from my hamstring. And I might have been able to prevent it had I actually been doing strength training before. Well, I love that point. I was thinking we had 5 points altogether, so I didn't write 5
I think we
points.
do. Yeah, I think we do. We smashed it today. This is such an uncomfortable conversation to talk about, because the thing with fear is it's always very internally rooted, and no one talks about their fears. It's taken me 30 years to open up and talk about what I fear, and a lot of the time I still feel uncomfortable about it. But there is a process, and my husband, the director of Real Fit, he's one of the first people I've met in my life who expresses fearlessness in its truest form, not just saying that he's fearless. He is his life, his actions, his speaking. is
Yeah.
fearless. He expresses it with his whole heart. He fears nothing outside of himself. And
Wow.
it wasn't until I met him that it started uncovering fears that I was ashamed of in my life. And a lot of the time, it just comes back to, what is that person going to think of me? You know,
Yeah.
what about my reputation? It's always, fear is such a thing that we worry about what someone else is going to say more than
Yeah.
how I feel about it, you know? And
Yes.
just to give guests today a little bit of insight, a little bit of inspiration, I promise you with all my heart, I have never seen a person running for the first time in their life and judged them or laughed at them for it. You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
the happiness I feel when I see a person running for the first time, the first thing comes to my mind is, I'm so happy for them. I hope they don't give it up. And
Exactly.
I am just one of billions of people in the world. I'm sure all the other fitness coaches and health professionals out there feel exactly the same way that I do when I see someone walking in the gym for the first time in their life. And I want to, Carly, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but my dear friend Carly, business partner of mine as well, she walked into the gym knowing that she, in her heart, she wasn't welcome. And she walked in and met our director, Mihai, who's a boxing coach, my husband. And she's been training with him for 2 years now. And
Oh,
no one judged her. She can be testament to this. I'm telling you, no one is going to judge you. And I know that is a big feeling people feel when they're going to walk in the gym for the first time. Is, oh, I'm not welcome there because people look, and I look this way. But trust me, I give you my word, I've never judged anybody for walking in the gym for the first time in my life. If anything, in a religious way, the angels sing when you turn your life around for the better. And I
yeah.
hope that gives you a little bit of inspiration to overcome that fear, to get up and do it today.
Yeah. It definitely turns your life around. Yeah, like they're good, those stories. One of my best friends, who she didn't exercise her whole life because just when you're brought up that way, sometimes it must be hard for those people. More, they must have more fear because that's how they're brought up. They've never, their parents didn't move, and then they haven't exercised. And yeah, she didn't her whole life, and then got her with the running, and oh my gosh, it just changed her life. She's so more. That's another thing about exercise. Is not just the energy that you get, it's the confidence as well. It makes you feel more confident and energetic and happy, and she's just so confident now. Her life has just turned around, and from not exercising at all, and just now she has to do something every day. So even if it's not running, she'll go for a long walk or something like that. So you can always do something. So, and yeah, it's so good to see people transform their lives, and the more people that we can help, that everyone can help to get fit, and is a great thing. And yeah, and it can be fun. It doesn't have to be painful. It can be fun. It should be fun. That's what it should be about. That's what I love all the exercise that I do. So I don't I don't have to force myself or anything, because just choose things that I love to do. So yeah, so it's
Amazing.
been
And we've both come from backgrounds, we've experienced different lifestyles of what drove us to choose fitness and health, which is really inspirational. And Monica, I always appreciate you coming and sharing all these amazing experiences you had with us all the way from Australia. Thank you for another Monday Live. I hope you enjoyed it.
Oh yes, thank you, and yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. I see lots of cute emojis that I can
From
put in.
Marky. Thanks, Marky. Thanks, OP. Thank you, Wazir, Anna, Walter, for joining us. Thank you, everybody. You can catch us on replay, or we'll be on YouTube as well. Thanks, Monica, and I'll see you on Thursday, hopefully.
Week, yeah. See you then. Thanks,
Bye.
video. Bye. Thanks, everyone. Bye.